A few years ago, I was falling behind. The dreams I had, the person I thought myself to be, I wasn't getting any closer to that. In fact, I was going the wrong way. Ultimately, I had a really serious lack of self-awareness. You need to watch this video if you have big dreams. You need to watch this video if you desperately want to change. You need to watch this video if you've just been kicked in the guts. Because, if this is the case, you might be a little like me. When dealing with self-awareness, the common solution that gets bandied around is introspection. Hell, a significant part of the self-development niche is dedicated entirely to it. But here's the truth. Introspection alone rarely helps. I mean, if it did, all the years you and I spent journaling, well, they would have changed us. But they didn't, did they? So why is this the case? Because when we introspect, we have a tendency to do so in a self-serving manner. Rather, we need to find a way to see things as they are and not as we think them to be. The three things I found helped me the most was learning to be objective with myself, to act confidently but acknowledge that I was likely wrong, and to recognize that my emotions would often hijack my decision making. So how do we put this into practice? What's the actual framework that we can use? The first one, how do we be objective with ourselves? The only way to do this is to watch yourself like a hawk. Record everything you do, not as you would say, but as though someone is watching. This will be a really hard pill to swallow at first, because it might not be a pretty picture, but it's vital if we want to change. Once you have the data, sit on it for a bit. Let it sink in. Second, is we need to act with confidence, but be okay that our actions might be wrong. This I believe to be a superpower. How many times have you yourself or seen somebody else make a decision, it turns out to be wrong, and instead of admitting their mistake, they bed their heels in and fight tooth and nail to hold up their point? You see it all the time during an argument. Neither side can let their point go, and no one walks away any wiser, just angrier. And so herein lies the solution. What I believe the superpower to be is the ability to act with 100% conviction, but be okay with the fact that the action you took was probably the wrong choice, or at the very least the imperfect one. Because it always will be. We can only act on the information we have at the time. We can't see all the possible outcomes. Stop expecting to. The ability to assess the facts, make a decision, and then reassess objectively once you have the outcome is exceptional. And by not allowing your ego to be insulted by this will put you so far ahead of the others, it's insane. Finally, this took a little longer, but I needed to recognize that my emotions would hijack my decision making. Picture this, like something happens, you feel an emotion, and you go looking for a reason to justify that emotion. It's easy to do, and it feels right in the moment, but it's a trap. Rather, the objective human will feel the emotion, but they distance themselves enough to allow them to get to the objective source. It sounds really obvious and self-evident, but take some time each day to really pay attention to each emotion you attempt to justify. You know what's crazy? Like, literally from the day I started to implement these things, my life changed. I began to make progress financially. I made progress at work. My relationships got better. I even got into medicine where I am now. And the really unexpected outcome, by being willing to acknowledge my insecurities and my self-deceptive behaviors, I started to understand myself better. I started to understand why I felt unworthy as a person and how this had crept into my decision making. I had issues with my attractiveness. I had issues with my intelligence. And I had issues with my ability to complete tasks and believe I was capable of doing so. I couldn't believe the level of depth and understanding these three things had opened up to me. Of course, nothing's perfect and there's always going to be a long way to go, but it's progress, and it's progress in the right direction. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider sending it to someone whom you think might benefit. I'd also love it if you could hit the like and subscribe buttons. We are just a small channel for now, but we grow one click at a time. So thank you. As always, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love for you to try out the advice and let me know how you get on. Have a great day. Peace.